Debunking autoimmune myths, reversing your chronic disease without medications. A presentation by me, Razia Swan ND. Result disclaimer: this is for training purposes only. This product and training is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent illness or disease. God is the great physician who forgiveth all thine iniquities, who healeth all thy diseases. Psalm 103, verse 3. I am the Lord who healeth thee, found in Exodus 15, verse 26. Myth number two: the dreadful lie that many people with autoimmune diseases and other chronic conditions believe, and that is that you have to accept your disease as part of your destiny. Do you believe that genetics determines your destiny? I was destined due to my genetic makeup. When I took a deep dive into how I developed autoimmune disease, I studied my family history of disease. Two persons in my immediate family suffered with autoimmune disease conditions in their childhood. It turns out that having a predisposition combined with other environmental triggering factors created the perfect storm for the onset of my autoimmune disease. However, had I not been exposed to those certain environmental triggering factors, would I have developed the disease? Good question. After all, I have other siblings who have no trace of autoimmune disease illness, and we all have the same genetics. This is what people used to have to do when it came to treating autoimmune disease: taking multiple prescription medications, using anti inflammatory drugs, conventional medical treatments, over the counter supplements, having biopsies and surgeries, chemotherapy, taking immunosuppressants, and then living with all of the side effects of all of these things, right? This is the old way. But healing naturally is the new way. I want to talk about Carolyn D's reversal story. Carolyn D shared her journey detailing how she managed four autoimmune disease conditions: lupus, colitis, thyroid disorders, through a plant based diet. After over 40 years on being on various medications, she transitioned to a plant based lifestyle and experienced significant improvements. She reported being off all medications and having only one relapse, which occurred during a period of significant stress. She emphasized that autoimmune diseases may be a lifelong underlying condition, but her symptoms have been largely managed through dietary changes. Can you imagine that? She had four conditions: lupus, colitis, and thyroid disorders, all reversed using a plant based diet, despite her genetics. Now, you might want to ask, what do I do if I am overwhelmed with my plant based healing journey? Well, listen, I understand that it can be hard to find the discipline and accountability to follow a new healthy way of life. However, this is where the assistance of a health coach comes in. A health coach can come alongside you and walk you through each step to ensure your success. You don't have to settle for a life of doom and gloom because of your genetics or family history. Remember, we are all in a battle. Mainstream medicine wants us to believe that disease is caused wholly by genetics. I want to share with you a story about my aunt. My aunt has had high blood pressure issues for a while, and I recently accompanied her in getting her blood pressure checked. Her systolic top reading was well over 100, 200, which was very shocking to me at the time. I knew that she was in the danger zone. The medical assistant who was helping at the time said, "Oh, don't worry, it is not your fault, it's just genetics." Then she asked my aunt, "Who in your family has high blood pressure?" "My mother," my aunt replied. "See," the medical assistant said, "it's in your genes, it's all genetics." I was even more shocked. And then she told my aunt to go home, take her medications, retest herself in the morning, and see if her blood pressure has improved. Well, I was ready to take her to the hospital. And of course, my aunt was very open to receiving education on ways to improve her high blood pressure issues. Like many people, I used to think that I had to accept my disease condition due to my genetics. But I learned that I could change my destiny by giving my body a different living environment, both internally and externally. When I switched to a diet using plants and herbs, I changed the internal environment of my body and my life was transformed. Succumbing to the idea that you are destined to suffer with disease due to your genetics does not have to be your story. Trust me, it doesn't. Many diseases are preventable and, in many cases, completely reversible. Urologist and health advocate Dr. Terry Mason has spoken extensively about the role of lifestyle in disease, in managing disease, and even reversing disease. Dr. Mason is known for his work promoting plant based nutrition, particularly in underserved communities, and has appeared in health documentaries like Forks Over Knives. He says most of the diseases we suffer from are not genetic, they are lifestyle related and therefore preventable. In the 10th Annual Food Revolution Summit, Dr. Brooke Goldner says our diet is the major culprit to what causes inflammation in our bodies and disease. Believe it or not, genetics only account for roughly 3 to 5% of inflammation and disease. Healthy choices can change the trajectory of your life. Blaming genetic makeup is the old way of thinking. The new, transformed way of thinking says that you can change your destiny depending on your diet and lifestyle choices. This is the very way of thinking that turned my life around. I went from disease progression to disease reversal. Do you believe that your healthy choices can change your destiny? Type certainly in the comments if you believe this. Are you ready to reverse your disease naturally? If you are, I want you to text reverse to the number on the screen, and I will send you a link to watch my free masterclass in its entirety, and you can start your journey to reducing symptoms and restoring balance today. You don't have to accept disease as part of your destiny. Scan the QR code that you see here to register instantly to receive my complete masterclass. Don't miss out on this opportunity to start healing today. Thank you for your attention and may God bless you. Take care and hope to hear from you soon.